Shalom. We'll start here in a minute. Hello? Can you hear me, right? All right. Before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, the Pastor double honors to the elders and the apostles and the elders, the great millstone of rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren teaching His word in all sincerity and the truth. To Brother Damar Zabar, here with another lesson. You know, the prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, aka America, aka Sodom and Gomorrah, and this wicked society. You know, because the Lord is on His way back here. You know, unbeknownst to all these people out here who think they have, you know, oodles and noodles of time to just live their lives the way they want to live and just live wickedly. That you know, the day of the Lord is not going to come in their lifetime. But, you know, we're here to give you a whole other perspective and let you know that Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is on His way back, and great judgment is vastly approaching this wicked society, man. All right, and you have these elites, who the Bible refers to, these elites who are the wicked, that the Bible refers to as the Edomites, have a sinister plan that they're unfolding right now while everybody is fast asleep. While everybody is getting ready to enjoy their summer, hot boy summer, hot girl summer, you know, they don't know that these elites are planning to totally destabilize the society. And life as we've been accustomed to living in this day and age right now is about to come to a screeching halt. You know, these devils are about to pull the plug on Babylon the Great. They're about to pull the plug on this financial system. They're about to pull the plug on just life as you know it here in America, man. So all the fun and all the games and all the laughter, all of the mirth is about to cease very soon in this society. And this is the last thing on the average American's mind, is that these elites are about to totally collapse this society and bring in a new digital beast system to where you will be digitally in diapers if you want to have electricity. You know, if you want to just have the right to just live, just live in general, you're going to have to bow down to this digital beast system via a microchip, which is the mark of the beast known in the Bible, in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, in the 16th verse. All right? So even as I'm speaking, these elites are putting their New World Order plans in motion. You know? While everybody is, you know, last week people were celebrating the 4th of July. Here it is, the 4th of July. Here it is, these elites are planning your future digital enslavement, man. You know? And people, you know, they have no idea what's really about to happen here in this society pretty soon. You know? And that, you know, the great day of judgment is vastly approaching in this society, man. So I want to deal with this Job in 9:24, and I got a couple articles. I had a lot more, man, but, you know, I just want to get straight to the point to show you that these devils are about to bring in this new world order, man. And they already have, you know, plans to give total power over to the United Nations. They're going to give them power over all so-called future global catastrophes that may, you know, that's going to, you know, happen in this society, man. And I'm going to show you in this article, this is how they're looking to give control over to the United Nations, which is going to have power over every aspect of life, to the financial sector, the business sector, universities, colleges, grocery stores, travel, you know, electricity, you know, all facets of life. They're about to give the United Nations complete control over that, man. If you don't know, the UN is brought and paid and controlled by these global elites, man. And they're talking about giving them indefinite power, man. See? And this is how they're going to ultimately bring in this new world order, through order out of chaos. So they're going to bring all of this chaos. They're going to bring in, you know, new pandemics, new lockdowns. They're going to bring in new pandemics, which Fauci and Bill Gates and Hill already said are going to happen. And guess what? They're going to be quarterbacking this whole thing, which is why they're going to shift their power, give all the power to the United Nations to, you know, to have complete control over how the next so-called pandemic is going to be played out, man. You see, this first, you know, C-19er, that was just a warm-up. That was just a practice run. You know, they've, you know, they did it. They're going to learn from the mistakes that was made. They're going to learn how this time to get more control, how to lock down even more severely and how to do away with anybody who's going to have any opposition to that future to this future lockdown that's coming. So let's start here in the book of Job, man. Right? Because hey, the Bible is 100% accurate on who the wicked and who the devil is according to the to the scriptures. So this is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. See? So the earth is in the hands of the wicked, and guess what? Guess who gave the earth into the hands of the wicked? The Most High, Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, man. He has given the earth into the hands of the wicked, ultimately to fulfill prophecy, to bring in the end of this age, the end of this so-called world as we know it. And he's using Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man, to do it. These elites, the Bilderbergs, the CFRs, all these different alphabet groups, the Rothschilds, these super elites out here, the Oppenheimers, all these super rich elites, they've been having this plan to have world domination ever since they came into power, man. Ever since going back into the Renaissance period, And now, they have the technology and the money and the science, so-called science behind it to actually implement it. That's why you have guys like the likes of Noah Harari, Klaus Schwab speaking so proudly at the World Economic Forum. They're literally telling these people how they're going to digitally enslave you to save the planet, man. And part of their plan to save from the earth is to ultimately have a huge depopulation program to get rid of hundreds of millions of you people, you useless eaters as they call you, and to lock you into a digital slave system, which, like I said, you're going to have the microchip and surgically implant it into your hand in order to buy and sell in the future. All right, if you want electricity, if you want water, if you want to be even acknowledged as a person, man, you're gonna have to bow down into this man's new world order, and it's gonna come via the microchip. So it says, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So if Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is not the wicked, then who is, man? Who's the ones that's implementing these plans? Who's the ones that's bringing in this so-called New World Order? Who's destroying the earth? Who's destroying the air, the water? Who's geoengineering the atmosphere so that he could block the sun from giving you direct sunlight, man? Who's creating genetically modified organisms? Who's putting fluoride and atrazine inside of the water? Who has a world agenda to depopulate 90% of the population, man? It's the so-called white man. Esau Edom, as the Bible refers to him, man. And now, as time is coming towards the end of his rulership, he's literally coming out and telling you exactly who he is and what he plans to do. Even though he's coming in a subtle way, he's not coming out he's not coming out blatantly and telling you that he's the devil. Everything that he does is very devilish in his plots and his attempts. Bill Gates as well. Everything that he does it in the name of philanthropy, but really he's doing it it's all being done under the vibration of Satan, man. And these are the people that's in charge of your government. These are the people that's in charge of the food that you eat, the music that you listen to. They're totally in charge of the vibration of the earth, and it's totally out and wicked. And the whole earth is out of course under the rulership of this damn devil, man. So the earth is definitely given into the hands of the wicked, man. And now he's being made manifest. Now we see him for who he truly is, man. You see? And now he's coming with his new world order to where he's trying to oppose himself and exalt himself as the Most High here on the planet Earth, man. Totally trying to rearrange the creation of the Most High and create his own synthetic form of it. And guess what? And a huge part of that involves you human beings out here, man. You people. He's going to look to genetically modify you and to make you. That's why he's pushing this whole thing of transhumanism, man. He's trying to change you, into something that's against nature, something that's against the creation of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Let me get this next precept, man. I want to get this article, man. Show you what I'm talking about, so you can see for yourself the plans of the damn devil, man. Because he's not hiding anymore. He's coming straight out with it, And now in September, they're going to have this other meeting, I think in Geneva, which I'm going to read the article, where it's called the UN Pact for the Future, which they're ultimately showing you how they're going to collapse this society, put the UN in charge, and bring in their new world order, man. To totally lock and enslave all of these people with these new pandemics, man. See, he's going to bring his so-called order out of the chaos. That's how he's going to bring in his new world order. By totally collapsing his system and bringing in a new way, a new form of salvation, a new way to save the earth, a new way for you humans to exist here on this planet, man. And it's not going to be how you're living right now. It's not going to be so. You're not going to have freedom of speech. You're not going to have the right to bear arms. You're not going to have the right to say what can go, what can and cannot be injected inside of your body, man. Right? He's going to give you one way and one way only, man. See? And if you don't bow down, if you don't obey, guess what? He's going to have a ESG score. He's going to have a social credit rating to where, once you get it, and once you take the seat and you bow down to the New World Order, if you don't obey and do whatever he tells you to do, he can turn off your ability to buy or sell. He can totally cut off your ability to get food, to get water, to travel, to go to a hospital, to even live in general, man. This is the diabolical plan of these wicked Edomites, man, that they're trying to accomplish, which they're moving very fastly towards this goal, man. All right, so let me get this, and then I'm going to get the article. Because people are thinking that, people will say, oh, that's the devil. The devil's doing it. Look, man, you have the spiritual demon, you have the spiritual demon Satan, and you have the physical manifestation, physical counterpart here on the earth, which are the Edomites, man. And they're here trying to establish Satan's kingdom here on earth, man. This is why the Lord has given, the power into the hand of the wicked to accomplish this. Not to accomplish it, but to try to bring it to pass, man. This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. It says, this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and give it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. And who is the basis of men? Are the biblical Edomites, man. This is why you have to understand, biblical history. You have to understand where all these nations fit inside of prophecy. And we know that the most basis of men are the Edomites, who are in rulership right now, man. Tells you that, and let me get that real quick. Then I'm going to get into this article. And I got some other precepts. Because the earth is given to the hands of the wicked by the Heavenly Father, man. And his time to rule and his time to be taken out of rulership is all in the hands of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse, let me see if I can, yeah, I'll start at 1. 2nd Ezra 6 and 1, it says, and he said unto me, in the beginning when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundation of paradise were laid, the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Zion were hot, and the air the present years were sought out, or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for its treasure. You see? So the Lord is telling you that before all these things that had to play out on the earth ever happened, the Most High already had it planned and mapped out and written how it was going to go, how it was going to, the beginning, the middle, and the end of it, man. It says, then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone. So when you see, people question the Most High, like, well, there's really a God, and why would he allow the wicked to do what they're doing? Why would he allow, these people to do this wickedness and create genetically modified organisms and child sex trafficking and all this wickedness? Because it's all part of the will of the Heavenly Father, man. It's all part of the story that the Lord wants to play on in this earth, man. Because the Lord ultimately wants to show, just how bad wickedness can truly be, and how things go when the true ways of the Creator are not operated and followed here on the planet Earth, man. And he set up the perfect devil, Esau, Edom, to play the role of Satan here on the physical counterpart of Satan here on the planet Earth, man. And to let complete wickedness play out on this planet Earth, so you can see how when the ways of the Most High are not in this earth, chaos ensues, wickedness happens, death comes, It says, back in 2nd Ezra 6 and 6, it says, then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. And by me also shall they be ended, and by none other. See? So this devil has to do what he has to do. Because the Lord has created him to be the devil here on the planet Earth, to be in opposition to the Most High. So everything that's happened is not a coincidence, man. It's all going according to the prophecy and the will of the Heavenly Father, man. And guess what? And this man is going to be ended. by Yahweh Shai when you make the second return. So Esau's end is already written and it's already manifested. We're just in the part of it where he has to physically try to play it out and to establish his new world order and do what the wicked were created to do. Here's the point. It says, then I answered and I said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that follows? Because right now we're in the first. You know, pretty much, you know, the first age of the rulership of the wicked, man. You know, because this world, this heaven and this earth, as we know it right now, are in the hands of Esau, and it's about to be ended, man. So Ezra was asking the Lord, well, when's going to be the end of all of this chaos and all this BS, man? You see, because Esau's kingdom in his time of rule was limited. It was only for a short time, and we're coming into that short time. But first, a lot of prophecy had to play out. You know, he had to come and do everything that he's doing right now. And we have to go through it because it's all part of the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau, and that's what it's really all about, man. When you go into the scriptures, it's all the main two characters in the Bible are Jacob and Esau. And then you have the supporting cast, you have the minor actors like all the other nations. You know, you go back to the book of Daniel, the Romans, the Greeks, the Medo-Persian Empire, you know, Nimrod, all these different characters played their role within the world of the story, but the ultimate two characters are Jacob and Esau, which is free to understand as the so-called blacks and the so-called white man today, as they're called, but really their biblical nationalities is Jacob and Esau. These are the two main characters. These were the two main characters who had the most important blessings in the scriptures. You know, reading Genesis, the 27th chapter, it shows you the blessing of Esau and the blessing of Jacob. Now we're living in the time of Esau's blessing, which is he is ruling this world with the sword. He has the fatness of the earth. You know, he's ruling this earth and all wickedness and corruption. That's why the earth is suffering the way that it is, man. But it's all about to come to an end. Because once his rulership is ended, then the time of Jacob is going to come where, the kingdom of heaven will be established here on the planet Earth. Righteousness is going to be throughout the whole planet Earth, and the cancer of the earth, Esau, Edom, will be cut out. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See? So now we're in the time where the end of Esau's world or Esau's rulership is about to be established. But before it is, all these things are about to come to pass. He's about to bring in the MOTV. He's about to try to bring in a one world order, a digital slave system. He's going to try to oppose himself and exalt himself above all that is called God, all that is called God, or that is worshipped through his technology. You know, through AI, through this digital system, to where he's going to have every single person locked into this digital AI system, to where he's going to be able to try to play God with technology. He's going to know where every person is at all times, man. He's going to be able to tap into your thoughts and read your thoughts through technology. He's going to be able to know your heart rate, your biometrics. He's going to be able to know if he's talking to you, whether you're telling a lie, whether you're being deceptive, you know? He's going to have complete and utter control over life and death. He's really going to try to be the Most High through his forms of technology, man. You know, which is why you had that guy Noah Harari said the God of the Bible. He said now they're saying that the God of the Bible is fake news. Now they have the ability to be God through technology. They can make inorganic organisms. They can clone things. They could, make their own fruits and vegetables. They can make it rain if the Most High don't want to make it rain. So through their pride and their arrogance and their technology, they're literally trying to exalt themselves as God here on this earth, man. And it's all going to, play out in the form of this new world order, this new digital beast system that he's trying to implement. All right? So let me go into that. Let me get this article, man. To show you that, hey, this article is showing you exactly how he's about to bring in this new world order. And it's all going to be done through chaos, through manufactured famines, through false flag attacks, through new pandemics, new lockdowns, you know? And a lot of this technology that he's trying to establish is already out here. A lot of these stores now, you have to have the so-called digital permission to enter into them. Like stores in London, even stores out here, you have to have downloaded that QR code in order to even enter into certain stores and to go in there and to go and to buy or sell. So they're already establishing how this new futuristic world is going to work. And if you don't have the proper digital requirements to operate within this man's new world order, you're going to be locked out of it. You're going to be killed or separated from one thing, from this new world order if you don't bow down and get down with what he's trying to establish. So let me read this article, man. I'll show you that this man truly is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. I did a lesson on this the other day, but it's from Zero Hedge, right? It says UN Pact for the Future seeks permanent emergency powers for complex global shocks. You see, so just right there alone, they're telling you that they're seeking permanent emergency powers for complex global shocks. So therefore, they're trying to gain complete power through different emergencies, but they're going to be orchestrating all of it. They're going to be controlling them and bringing them out. You know, so like I said, that's why they know it's going to be future. It's going to be more pandemics. It's going to be more viruses. It's going to be more, power grid failures. There's going to be more uprisings. Oh, the guy Klaus Schwab said, prepare for a more angrier world. They're going to be orchestrating and quarterbacking all these different emergency powers so that they can use the UN to stay in power indefinitely. And this is how they're going to bring in CBDCs. This is how they're going to, they're going to collapse. They're going to collapse this financial system. They're going to collapse the dollar as we know it, and then through this pact for the future, the UN will be able to take control over all measures, man. So they'll be able to say, enact this curfew, bring in, we need this new form of digital currency so that we don't have to worry about a future economic collapse. And it's just all positioning themselves to have complete and total power over your life, man. And the cold part about it is, a lot of these things that they're going to orchestrate are going to scare the shit out of these people so much that they're going to willingly give over their power. They're going to willingly want the UN to take over because they're going to allow complete and utter chaos to happen out here within the streets. They're going to allow people to have to, fend for themselves. It's going to be, a dog eat dog. They're going to let shit go completely to the left, man. Where people are going to be out here just going completely, utterly crazy, and then they're going to step in with the order out of all of the chaos, which is going to be this digital slave system. Which a lot of people who don't know any better, who are simple, are going to be begging for it, man. And even with that within itself is going to cause a civil war. Because you're going to have people who's going to know what's going on, who's going to know what this government is trying to do and what they're trying to lead them into this trap and this snare. Then you're going to have the average peon citizen out here who don't know any better, who's going to be all for it. So you're going to have people fighting against each other, who's for it, people who's against it, while the elites sit back and bring in this plan to enslave everybody, man. See, he doesn't think he has it all figured out, but this is a huge play he's trying to play. So let me get into this article. It says the UN is set to outline a far-reaching plan to secure emergency powers that would allow the global body to lead a common agenda for all nations during any complex global shock. So that's any so-called emergency that happens. Like I said, whether it's a new bioweapon, a new pandemic. Let's say there's an outbreak of Ebola virus in Africa that is spreading into the U.S. or to Europe. That's gonna be one of the triggers that they can use to enact this power, to totally give the UN total control over all lockdowns, man. So that means that even over the President of the United States, over your local mayors and your governors, the UN will have the ability to override any authority over all nations, man. So if they say everybody needs to be locked down, everybody has to take the new Ebola vaccine, all 19 of them, guess what? You're going to have to do it. You can't opt out. You can't have no religious exemptions. And then we're going to know that those that refuse, they're going to have other laws in place because the UN is going to have complete power so that anybody who denies it, anybody who refuses can be locked up indefinitely or shit. They can even say it to where you're a hazard to everybody, you're a hazard to your community, so therefore we're going to just execute you. Man. You see, that's how they're going to give themselves the power to do all these different things, man. And through a lot of this fear, they're going to scare the shit out of everybody to bowing down to it. It says, for all nations during any complex global shock, such as a new pandemic. You see? And like I said earlier, Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates of hell already said there will be a new pandemic, man. And we know over there in the Ukraine information is coming out that you have a whole bunch of American biolabs over there where they're cooking up a whole bunch of different, you know what, I don't want to say. So you can see how they're trying to set themselves up to give the UN complete and total power, man. See? So like I said, this is why the order out of chaos is so important for these devils because this is how they're going to implement this NWO. You see? Once they give the UN power, man, hey, it's going to be a wrap. Your so-called American sovereignty is going to be done away with, man. It says the Federalist reports that the plan is to be finalized at a September 2024 Summit of the Future where the UN will adopt a pact for the future to include policies that have been outlined in the globalist body's Our Common Agenda report One such policy is an emergency platform during any event that have a global impact that will provide the UN the authority to actively promote and drive an international response that places the principles of equity and solidarity at the center of its work. Basically, it's going to give them the power to bring in this new world order, man. It's going to give them complete and total power over everything, man. Over everything, you see? And this is what these devils are ultimately trying to do, man. And let me get this. See, because they've already been had this plan, you know? Now they're just meeting in September to basically probably just meeting up there in September to put the final stamp on it. To meet with whoever they're going to meet with to say, look, we're going live with this thing, man. We're going to do it. You know? And guess what? You American people, you're not going to have any vote. You're not going to have any say-so. These people that are going to be sitting on that UN board are going to be unelected individuals chosen by these elites to carry out these plans, man. And once they're in power, it's going to be indefinite. Nobody can go and take them out of power. Nobody can go and vote and take them out of it, man. It's going to be indefinite. It's going to be forever, man. You see? And this is what the absolute wicked are doing, man. You know, while everybody's getting ready for their summer cookouts and summer partying, these devils are about to meet in September to finalize this plan to enslave all humanity, and to give themselves total power even over the presidents of the United States. Matter of fact, Joe Biden has, he's in total agreement with it. He's willing to give his power, his power over unto the UN to basically to be the new kings of the earth, so to speak. And this is Psalm 64, verse 2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, see? And that's what this whole, UN Pact to the Future is all about. Like I said, they've been had this plan. They've been meeting behind closed doors to bring this plan abroad. They've been sat down and written up all the paperwork. Now they're just making it seem as if they're going to meet finally in September, and like they're just, randomly on the fly going to come up with it and bring this shit to pass, man. This has been part of the secret plans of the wicked, man. This shit was planned 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, where they were going to use climate change and climate agendas and, so-called, global events, pandemics and sicknesses to basically to take total control over the sovereignty over every nation, man. This is not something new that they just fell down and bumped their head and thought of, man. This has always been the plan for these elites. And now they have all the technology in place. They have all these different nations right where they want them. They got all everybody playing ball with them, so that now it's time for them to try to implement it, man. See, and we've been out here warning our people for years and years about this, man. We're warning about that this society, that the financial system is going to collapse, that they was going to bring this order out of chaos, that they was going to bring the micro C-hit, man, and cashless society. See? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the workers, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Yeah, because a lot of these different legislations, a lot of these different things that they're trying to pass, they're all bitter words, man. Now, they may seem as if they're putting these things in place to try to save humanity, to try to bring order out of all these things, but they're the ones that's bringing in all of the chaos. They're the ones bringing in the biological weapons. They're the ones that's sending people to come out here to do black swan events. Have people come out and blow up shit so that they could act as if it's just some random occurrence, so that they could, bring order out of it. Ultimately pass unrighteous decrees so that they can set themselves up to rule over everybody, man. See, that's what the wicked does, man. But they're coming as if, they're coming to benefit and they're coming to help. But really, it's all a snare and a trap for the souls of everybody, man. All right? They're not collapsing this economy because they have a better way. They're collapsing this financial system as we know it because they have a better plan to entrap and to enslave everybody, man. Because as long as you're able to have physical dollars and cash in your pocket, you have financial freedom. You're able to buy and sell and operate and move outside of the control of the government. Well, they're going to do away with all of that, man. You see? And they're going to do away with all of that ability for you to have any type of freedom, financial freedom, freedom of speech. Your so-called constitutional rights are going to be done away with when they enact this, when they give the UN the power to do what they're trying to do. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not, because they're doing a lot of these things, like I said, they present it as if it's beneficial, but really, it's really the opposite, man. Whenever they're looking to tell you that they're trying to save humanity through climate change, really they're trying to destroy humanity, man. Everything that they say is inverted, man. You see, but they'll present it on TV as if it's helpful. That's how they're shooting at you in secret. It's like hiding in plain sight. And when they speak a lot of, when Joe Biden's on the podium, when these people at the WEF, the little bit of shit that they do show us, when they're speaking in a way so that the people who are receiving it, the average everyday person that is watching it, you're receiving it as if it's going to be beneficial for everybody, man. But those that are in the know that it's the exact opposite, man. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. Right, a snare is a trap. And this whole UN Pact for the Future that I'm reading is nothing more than a snare and a trap for the souls of all nations, man. To end your so-called sovereignty, to end your so-called God-given rights to live how live so-called freely here on this planet Earth, man. And you're going to bow down to the New World Order. And you're going to take a micro-seat hit when they implement that. See, so they're setting snares privately, man, for everybody. But these people just think it's just, business as usual, man. It says, they say, who shall see them? Right. Because they think that, a lot of these people don't really see what the hell is really going on, man. But everything that you see in your eyes on TV, it's all an illusion, man. It's not real. It's all a snare and it's all a trap and it's all witchcraft, man. Being presented as, trying to save the world. Climate change is nothing more than a snare and a trap to basically do away with your ability to freely consume, carbon and water and food and the natural given resources that the Lord provided people to have. Right? It's all an attempt to ensnare and entrap everybody and starve you people the hell out, man. All right, let me go back here to this article. It says, one such policy is an emergency platform. See, so all this shit, the Pact for the Future, the globalist bodies, our common agenda, that's those, that's the snare that they're privily setting for all these different nations out here, man. See? This man is very crafty, he's very slick, man. That's why, if you don't have the eyes to see or the ears to hear, this will sound like good news to you, man. See, but people are waking up all over a lot of people are waking up to the BS of this damn devil, man. He's being outed. He's being, he's being called out. A lot of people are calling BS on pretty much everything that he's doing, man. Which is why eventually, let me get this real fast. This is what he's going to have to do. I'm going to go back to that article, man. But hey, but at the end of the day, we've been warning these Jake out there for years and years that this day is coming, and now it's here. This is Revelation chapter 12, verse, I thought 11. Let me see. No, I saw that 10. No, I saw that 9. It says, and that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which is you can basically top that up to being Esau Edom, man, because his spirit goes back to the great dragon, which is the Roman Empire, the devil and Satan, man. Go back to the serpent in the garden, the wicked. This is all synonymous with Esau Edom, the so-called white man, It says, and that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. You see, and that's exactly what he has done since he came out of the cave and he started to take over during the Renaissance period, man. Ever since he came back in rulership, he's done nothing but deceive the whole world, man. That's why I read Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. That old devil, Satan. It's all dealing with the same individual, man, the spirit of Esau Edom, It says, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him, and that's ultimately what's going to happen, when Yahushua returns physically. But right now, through the spirit and through the mouth of the prophets, and through, even other whistleblowers coming out, their, shameful spewing is on America. This devil and his friends are all being, people are, it's being spoken out against, and it's being poured down through the mouth of the prophets, man. And like I said, you got other whistleblowers and other individuals that are coming out, and their own tongues are falling upon them. But this devil is, he's being called out. He can't hide himself anymore. So it's only going to be left. He's going to be left ultimately with one option for the series, which is part of what I'm reading this article. He's just going to have to just come all out with it, man. You better believe he's going to be doing multiple things, man. He's going to be having at one time he's going to have a crazy biological weapon out here killing people, and at the same time he's going to be having shit getting blown up, so-called terrorist attacks. He's going to be doing, doing multiple things at once, just releasing shit, from helicopters, and airplanes in one part of the city, probably having multiple biological weapons at once, killing people. He's already talking about doing a zombie apocalypse, man. So, hey, he's going to come down with that great wrath, man. He's going to have to go all out, man. You see? And read that. It says, and I heard a loud voice in heaven, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, and the power of his anointed, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night, which is why I read that second Ezra, the 6th chapter. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. But first, this devil has to be taken down, man. And this is what John the Revelator is showing. Esau being taken out of power, him being destroyed, man. But first, all hell is going to break loose out here. All type of hell is going to be happening out here, before he is ultimately taken out of power, man. It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. So that's what we're going to have to stand on in that day, man. We're going to have to stand upon this testimony of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua in that day. And, that's why we're going to have to stand firm and stand strong. Because he is going to try to get all of us to take that MOTV. He's going to try to get everybody to bow down to this New World Order. But we're going to have to keep our testimony and our faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Some of us are going to have to be faithful even unto death. It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Right, because we're going to have to stand firm on what we're out here saying. Because some of us are going to get grabbed up and be presented before this devil, man. And he's going to try to get us to deny the Lord, and to take the mark of the beast, and to bow down to his New World Order, So we're going to have to stand firm in this word and in truth and in faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, even if it costs us our very lives, man. Which we know that if we, stand firm, our works are going to follow us and we're going to be delivered. But this is all part of, how do I say, the path that we got to take unto salvation. So here's the point. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Like I said earlier, you see, Esau's destruction is already written. He's already, his end is already manifested, man. We know that he's not going to succeed in bringing in this New World Order, but he's going to, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. You see? He knows he has but a short time, man. That's why he's going in such a rush to try to bring in this New World Order. This is why he's having this meeting in September to bring in this UN Pact for the Future, which is a digital enslavement system which he will use order out of chaos and destruction of all these different, daily infrastructures, to implement it, man. All right? Let's go back here. All right? And right here, this is another tweet. The IT guy says, the United Nations will be given unprecedented authority over the public and private sectors of huge swaths of the world, all in the name of battling a yet unknown crisis. Right. Because these crises, they're unknown, but they're not unknown, because these devils are going to be the one quarterbacking it and implementing it, man. This is how they're going to give themselves power over all nations, is by the order out of chaos, man. It says, the report notes that some details of the emergency platform were outlined in a paper from March, with the UN Secretary General declaring, I propose that the General Assembly provide the Secretary General and the United Nations system with a standing authority to convene and operationalize and automatically an emergency platform in the event of a future complex global shock of sufficient scale, severity, and reach. We're showing that, like I said, he's going to come down with that great wrath, man. He's about to unleash all type of hell out here in order to bring this UN power grab into position, man. There's going to be some crazy shit going on out here, man. Oh, now let me get that, man. All right? And the Bible, and the Lord's been warning us and been telling us about these things. And he's been out here warning and telling you, Jake, out here, that these times are coming, crazy times are coming upon this earth, man. And that's why you need to repent and get yourself right with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua before this great and dreadful day, man. All right? This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, that great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, you see? And this is what, this is going to be so bad that Michael's going to have to stand up, which is one of the archangels of the Most High. You see? And it's going to be, these bad times are going to be issued in by Esau Edom, by these different black swan events, by these different complex global, what do they say, global situation that's about to happen here on this planet, man. That's how bad it's literally going to get out here, man. And Esau is going to be at the, the puppet master of it. He's going to allow this to, man, watch when this dollar collapses out here. Watch how bad and how chaotic it's going to get. They're not telling you right now, but all around the world, where they're issuing in, where they're doing these CBDC pilot programs, where they're slowly taking the cash out of these societies, they're down there burning down banks, man. They're going into the house. They're going to the houses of these prime ministers and these governors, and they burning their houses down, man. You see how they're over there riding over there in France? They burning that shit to the ground, man. You see? So all type of hell is it's happening already. As far as this whole financial situation, them bringing in this cashless society, this CBDC pilot program are causing a lot of these different countries over there to burn down banks and to riot, man. You know? So imagine when it happens here in America, man, because these people here have never known hardship. The average American, is doing all right compared to the rest of the world. So can you imagine when this dollar collapses and all hell breaks loose, when people go to the ATM and it don't work, when they try to use cash and it's not going to be accepted, and the trucks are not running, the food is not coming in, Jack in the Box, these fast food places run out of food. Look how these people act when they niggas roll up in McDonald's and their order is taking a little bit too long. They'll jump up to the goddamn drive-through window, man, just to get a goddamn Happy Meal and a burger. So imagine when all that is run dry and there's no more normalcy going on out here. These people are going to go absolutely chaotic, man. And this is the time that we're about to enter into, which is why this wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of the times of the elect, man. We're going to be all right, Lord willing, we're part of that number. We're going to be cool, calm, and collected, because that day is not going to catch us off guard, man. We already know what's going to happen out here. You think we're going to be out here when all these niggas be out here running around doing crazy, these people up to feed, they don't know what the hell is going on, or they don't know what to do, or they don't have no hope? You think we're going to be out here in the midst of them? Lord willing, the Lord's going to make provision and have us exactly where we need to be, man. It says, what? It says, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book, see, which is the elect, which is those who are taking this warning serious, those of us who are returning back into Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and our truth and sincerity, man. They're going to be delivered. They're going to be saved out of all of this trouble that's coming, man. It says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Yeah, meaning people that's about people, man. That didn't take heed, that didn't repent, that didn't get right with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You're going to perish, and the different famines, the biological warfare, the pestilence, the evil time. But the elect, even if the elect have to die for our testimony in Yahushua, we're going to awake to everlasting life, and honor and glory. So and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Yeah, talking about the elect, yeah. You see? So back here in Revelation 12 and 12, like I said, man, that Daniel 12 coincides with this. It says what? It says, so therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. See? And that devil ain't talking about the spiritual devil that's somewhere in the middle of the earth with a pitchfork. That's talking about the physical counterpart, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, with his new world order and his plans, But anyway, let's go back to this article. All right? It says, read up the last paragraph. It says, I propose that the General Assembly provide the Secretary General and the United Nations system with a standing authority to convene and operationalize automatically an emergency platform in the event of a future complex global shock of sufficient scale, severity, and reach. See? Like I said, all those things, financial collapse, the next pandy, you know, could be civil war. They might not even let the election happen. People are going to be going crazy and going buck wild. They might try to steal the election again and keep Biden and that. Particular people are going to go absolutely crazy over that, man. They're going to take it to the streets. They're going to riot. They're going to loot. They're going to go buck wild out here, man. It says the paper here it goes. It's the point. The paper gives several examples of what could trigger the emergency authority, and guess what? They're going to be doing all the triggering and all the button pushing and all of the causing all the chaos, man. You better believe that, man. It says the paper gives several examples of what could trigger the emergency authority, including major climactic events, future pandemic risk. Like I said, Dr. Fauci and Bill Gates have already said there's going to be another pandemic, man. There's going to be another virus or sickness that's going to happen in our lifetime, man. So therefore, once that happens, this time, if the UN has the power, they can lock down every country on the planet Earth, man. Like I said, you're not going to have, your mayor, your governor to be able to dictate how his state operates and what they're going to do and not going to do. It's going to be totally in the hand of the United Nations, man. And if you buck up, or if a state bucks up, guess what? They can send in the military to that place, shut down that whole state, block roads, block freeways, bring in martial law, bring in curfews. If people are caught out riding and doing whatever, they're going to be locked up indefinitely, or they might be given the green light to just execute anybody that's out there bucking up against it, man. See, they're going to have complete, remember, it's going to come down with that great wrath, man. By all means necessary, he's trying to bring in this NWO. And he's going to use all these different complex, severe situations to bring in this NWO. It says, a future pandemic risk, a global digital connectivity disruption. Right, the whole computer system has been hacked, and the whole global infrastructure has been hacked by some hacker that we don't know who it is, and the power grid has been attacked. Hey, that's another trigger to where the UN can have total complete power, man. Which these are all things that they want to do. This is how they're ultimately going to seize power, man. By writing these unrighteous decrees and setting up situations to where they can be in complete control and power over everything, man. And if they tell your ass to don't come out of your house, they're going to have that right to tell you not to come out of your house, man. So you can see where all this is headed. You can see how they're trying to position themselves to bring in this NWO, man. It says a global digital connectivity disruption. Yeah, so once the internet is done and the power grid is struck, guess what? That means banks are closed. ATMs don't work. ATM card readers don't work. All right, so it's going to put, paralyze the ability for people to move. You try to get gas. Well, the gas stations are shut down. Everybody's going to be pretty much a sitting duck. If you don't already have gas in your car or food already in your house, then guess what? You're just going to be stuck wherever you're at, man. And they know people who don't have nothing are going to go to where they can go get something. You see? And that's when all hell is going to break loose out here. And they're going to allow it to happen. They're going to allow a lot of these different situations to happen while they sit back and just let the whole earth just go into utter chaos, man. I'm going to show you that. Let me read this last paragraph. It says, a global digital connectivity disruption, major event in outer space. You hear all this talk about UFOs and UFO landing. You have the aliens and the niggas in Vegas' backyard. They're talking about, we already know about Project Blueprint. So they can use something like that to enact these powers and to lock down. It says a major event in outer space and generic unforeseen risk, black swan events. See? And they're going to use all these things at their disposal. They're going to use these things to bring in all hell, man. All right? Let me show you. Like I said, they're bringing these different cyber attacks and they shut down the power grid for 3 months. They shut down, the infrastructure for 2-3 months. Yeah, a lot of people are going to starve. A lot of people are going to die. A lot of people are going to die out here, man. Which is part of their plan, bringing that order out of the chaos, man. And this is all what the devil is going to do to have you people begging for a new world order, begging for a solution, begging for a answers to all of these problems out here, man. It's going to lead you right into the sea ragamuffin, man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 20. It says, also that's 18, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. Like I said, they shut down this, they shut down the power grid. They shut down, the system gets hacked and everything gets shut down. That's going to bring in major famine. Because these stores only have enough food for a couple of days. What is going to happen is all of a sudden everything is just shut down. Like I said, the banks are shut down. The power is out. You can't turn on your faucet and get water anymore. The whole power grid is just shut down, and whatever you have is what you're going to have. And it's like that for months on end. People are going to ransack and do whatever they got to do to eat and to take care of themselves, man. Especially you're not going to be able to turn on the TV. You're not going to have, answers from the government. It's just going to be out here, just every man out here for himself. It's going to be complete chaos out here. And this is what they're banking on. This is how they're going to bring in this NWO. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, right? Because if the power grid goes off for 3-4 months, hey, a lot of people are going to die out here, man. This is real. And that's what they're planning to do. You got to watch that one documentary. I forgot the name of the Blackout, the Great American Blackout, I think it was called. And they show you, they at least know what's going to happen if a scenario like that happens. It's going to lead to a lot of people out here dying, man. People turning against their neighbors, man. Cannibalism, rapes, murders, deaths, all type of hell is going to be breaking loose out here, man. While these elites are sitting in their billion-dollar bunkers, eating caviar, watching the world burn, they think they're going to rise up and come with with all the solutions, man. It says the beginning of wars, right? Because they're going to blame it on somebody. We already know that World War III is on the brink, and we know that when World War III happens, it's going to bring in even more famine, even more hardships. It says, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Yeah, because if you ain't got Yahweh Shai with you, and you don't, have the Lord on your good side, man, hey, a lot of people are going to succumb to that great famine and death and destruction, man. But like I said, these elites plan on them. A lot of people dying during this, this kind of chaos that they're going to orchestrate, man. They don't plan on every single human on this planet entering into the New World Order, man. They want to get rid of over 90% of you. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a memory, see? So the Lord is going to basically going to allow Esau to do this on the left hand to get rid of a lot of the 2/3 of our people. A lot of you undesirables. The Lord is using Esau on the left hand to bring this in so that the judgment of the Lord can happen on a lot of these wicked people out here, man. See? It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Right, that's what's happening now. Like I said, it's still business going on as usual. People are still in somewhat of a good case. Yeah, things are a little bit more expensive. Things cost a little bit more, but on the average, Americans are still doing pretty good here, man. Things are still somewhat relatively cheap. They hasn't hit the level of hyperinflation yet, but it's gradually getting there. So everybody thinks that, as long as they're able to just party and BS, the summer is here, they can do this, they can do that. The money is still able to put gas in the car and go to the beach, go to the mall, do whatever little things that they can do, and they think that everything is all right, man. But really behind closed doors, what these devils are planning is something very sinister and very harsh, man. And it's going to just one day just happen just like that, man. But like I said, the world as you know it is going to drastically change pretty soon, overnight, man. Like I said, hey, let the power grid go out. Let the financial system get hacked. Your life, everybody's life is going to change overnight, man. It says, they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. See? And that's what these devils are about to implement and orchestrate. Great confusion. When they bring in all these different complex scenarios which are going to befall this planet Earth, man. Hey, because look how that whole C-19 happened. It just happened out of nowhere. And everybody's life has been drastically changed, man. A lot of these children's lives are drastically changed. A lot of these people's lives have been highly affected by it, man. And it's never going to be the same. They're never going to be able to fix it. And wait till they bring this next lockdown now. People are really going to lose it, man. You know how much suicide is on the rise? Depression right now is on the rise. A lot of people don't even feel like they have a purpose unless they wait till they bring in, they collapse this whole shit, man. You're going to see a lot of suicide, a lot of craziness happening, man. And if you ain't got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua with you, good luck, man. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men. So that one man shall desire to see another, and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of a field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the cleft of the rock. Yeah, that's how bad it's going to be out here, man. Nobody's going to want to be seen by another person. Like I said, especially when all hell breaks loose and this society collapses, man. And these devils just let everything just unfold and people just be out here, just every man for himself. Is going to be complete and utter chaos. People, it's going to be crazy out here. You're not going to have 911. You're not going to have 911 available. You're not going to have the coroners coming up and picking up the dead body that's going to be littered all out here throughout the streets, man. Because people are going to be desperate. People are going to be hungry. People are going to be confused. People are going to be crazy, man. You know how many people out here that are on opioids, that are on medication? And when all hell, when everything dries up, they're not going to have their fix of medication, their fix of drugs, alcohol, and things to suppress their demons. They're going to be just out here just completely wild and free and careless and just out here on a rampage, man. Totally consumed and vexed with spirits, man. See? Let me get that real quick. Let me get this thing. Let me jump up, man. Let me get this. I'm gonna jump up to verse 36. No, 35. It says, hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold the word of the Lord, receiving. See, so you got to receive what we're out here saying, because these things are all going to come to pass, man. The Lord has told us, He's given us the mystery to understand the things that are about to take place. So we have to receive this word and walk in fear, repent, and do what's right in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, before all these things take place. It says, behold the word of the Lord, receive it, believe not the God of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh, and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and the sorrow shall come upon it on every side, you see? And this is what the Lord is about to allow Esau on the left-hand side to do, to a certain extent, right? He's going to allow this devil to, come, to do the bidding of Yahweh Shem Yahushua on the left-hand side, man. He's going to allow Esau to release biological weapons, man. To allow, to do all, turn up different frequencies. Oh, I was reading an article today where China has, I forgot what they call it, basically weapons that could attack people's brains, man. To make you be docile, to make you be confused and discombobulated, man. Kind of like on the Kingsman. And everybody who took that little that chip and they turned those frequencies up, caused them to go absolutely berserk, man. So the Lord will allow all types of craziness to take place here on this earth, to ultimately to judge the wicked, and a lot of people, these Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans out here, man, and these nations of the world, man. But these plagues and these things are coming. See? It says whether it's coming from Esau or not, hey, it's all through Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. It says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to the battle. And in those evils be even as pilgrims on the earth." You see, because a pilgrim is somebody who's don't stay in places for very long time. They're like on a journey to a holy place, man. Which we're trying to get to the kingdom and reach salvation from the Most High, man. So this is why you can't be having your mind set on having longevity here in Babylon the Great. Like I said, the world as we know it, this America as you know it, is about to be totally turned upside down, man. So you can't be caught up in your worldly possessions and your job and your house and family. and your family and cars and money and all this BS that's upon this earth, because it's all about to be done away with. It's all about to amount to absolutely zero, right? All right? And he said was about to shut everything down. Man, remember, part of the New World, part of the World Economic Forum and the Fourth Industrial Revolution is you will own nothing and you will love it. Man. So you can't have your heart set on all these worldly things and your material possessions, because this devil was about to come and confiscate all of that, man. It says, O my people, hear my words, make you ready to the battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. See, so, you know, this whole situation that we're in right now is all temporary, man. Like I said, the last few maybe year or months of this America as we know it is all about to flee away, man. They're about to do away with it. They're about to take away the Constitution. We're not going to have the right to free speech, the right to bear arms, the right to just freely travel, man. This stuff is about to lock down and come down with a hammer on this place, man. So that's why you can't be worried about all these worldly possessions and things that you have as of right now, because pretty soon they ain't going to be worth a damn, man. You're going to be too busy trying to save your soul and go from this place to the next place until, leave this place to go to this place to try to find safety and to move around to where you could survive, man. It says, and he that buyeth as one that will lose it. He that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. So you can't be talking about having a 10-year plan, building factories and garment factories and having your hope and longevity here in Babylon the Great, man. Because it's all about to be done away with, man. All right, and that Fourth Industrial Revolution, you're going to live in a fucking 20 by 20 cardboard box house, man. All right, and everything that you have will be rationed up to you, from power usage to how much food you can eat, to how much meat you can consume, how much water you can drink, how many times you can wash your ass, man. All these things are going to be rationed up to you, depending upon how much these elites tell you how much that you can have, man. How much your social credit score allows you to consume, man. See, so what the hell are you talking about having a 10-year plan here in Babylon the Great, man? Says, he that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap, so also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes. They that marry as they shall not get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers. And therefore they that labor, labor in vain, for strangers shall reap their fruit and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captive. This is all part of the New World Order plan, man. You know, they're going to separate you from your children, man. Like I said, when they, lock down certain cities and towns, they're going to be going door to door, man. They're going to be separating you from your children. They're going to be putting you in paddy wagons, you know. They're going to run to your house, you know, because part of these UN powers and orders to be is going to be to confiscate anything of any value, man. So if you got they find you in your pepper bunker, they're going to confiscate that bunker. If you got food and water in your house, they can have the ability to just confiscate that shit and take it, man. Or just take you and lock you and throw you into a paddy wagon and take you to the nearest concentration camp, man. Take you to the nearest chipping station, you know. Separate you from your children. You, Lord knows what to your children, man. You know, you might have a pretty little daughter in there, and the troops come in there. If they want to have their way with it, they're going to have their way with it, man. There's going to be nothing that you can absolutely do about it. Except, you know, try to fight them and then get blown away, and then they're going to end up taking your daughter anyway. Ravishing her and then blowing her brains out, or taking her to wherever they're going to take them and your children, man. Which is why we need the protection from Yahweh by the outside in these times, man. You see? It's going to be very dark and very deep, like I read in Daniel 12. These are the times that we're about to enter into, man. And it's very serious. It says, and take their children captives, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, and the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith the Lord. See? So we can see where, these evil times are vastly approaching. And this devil was showing you exactly how he's trying to how he's going to bring in these different troubles and these different serious times, man. All so that he can gain power, so he can gain the ultimate power, man, and put you in this digital slave system. All right? It says, it goes on to suggest that the UN would have the power to oversee the stakeholders of the world, including academics, governments, private sector actors, and international financial institutions. What is that? The financial institutions, the banking systems, man, which is how they're going to implement their CBDCs, which are already having test pilots all over the earth, man. This is going to, once they collapse, implode this economy, the UN is going to have the power. Now it's time to implement your central bank digital currency, which is why they have the Fed now already in place. They already have this shit already in place, man. They're just waiting for the right crises and the right situations so that they can implement it, man. And like I said, these people that's going to be over this shit, they're not going to be voted in. They're not going to have to campaign and be selected by you people. They're already chosen and selected by these elites, man. And they're brought and they're paid for, and they're down with the agenda, man. You see? It says, what was that? It says, so look, they're going to have power over academics, governments, private sector actors, and international financial institutions to ensure there is a unified global response to whatever crisis is declared. So all these different, they already brought up everything. All these different institutions, from academics to the banks, to the government, even Joe Biden and this American government, they're already all on board, man. They already been brought and paid for. So nothing's going to stop this shit from happening, man. The Lord wants it to happen because it's all to fulfill prophecy. It's all to bring in this NWO and ultimately to bring in the end of Esau Edom, man. But in the meantime, it's going to, it's being used to depopulate, to judge a lot of you people out here, man. To get a lot of the undesirables of our people taken out of the way, and ultimately to bring in this great hour of temptation, man. So you better believe the MOTD is going to come out of this UN power grab, man. That's why they're going to have able to have control over financial institutions. So what did it say? If you want to, so all academics, let me go for it again. So pretty much they're all on board already, man. Shit. So they're already, look, all these different institutions, they're already all on board. They're already been brought and paid for, man. So don't get it twisted thinking that, they're going to buck up and they're going to fight against it. Look, the only one that's going to fight against it is going to be these people out there, man. Let me read that again, man. It says, it goes on to suggest that the UN would have the power to oversee stakeholders of the world, including academics, governments, private sector actors, and international financial institutions to ensure there is a unified global response to whatever crisis is declared, you see? So this is pretty much that one world order, man. And this is why Noah Harari said that, if the tyrants of the past had the technology that we have, they would have been successful in it. Because they're going to link everybody into the digital slave system. Through all these different crises, through all these different pandemics, and Ebola, and sicknesses, and financial crises, destroying the power grid, turning off the internet. All these different scenarios are going to play right into their hands to achieve full power. It says to ensure that there is a unified global response to whatever crisis is declared. See? So whatever the hell, they're going to be able to just do, and they can say any goddamn thing, and if they deem it to be a crisis big enough to implement it, then they can do it. And guess what? It's going to be indefinite. It's not going to be no time limit on it. It says, it also states that while the emergency authority would have an infinite, finite lifespan, the UN would be able to extend it indefinitely if it saw fit to do so. See? So welcome to the New World Order, man. And like I said, so be prepared for more black swan events. Be prepared for more crises to happen. I say right around September. Come around this winter, because that's when they're going to have this final meeting to try to finalize this shit, man. So around September, October, December, be prepared, man. Because it's only going to make sense, because these are going to be the different triggers that they can use to seize it. It says, the Federalist reports that the Biden administration has backed the proposal on multiple occasions, promoting reporter Jim Haskins to warn that if the emergency platform is approved, the United States as we know it could cease to exist. And that's exactly what they want, man. And it's going to start when they do away with this dollar. And they're going to do away with the Constitution, and they're going to just chip away at every single piece of it, man. See, this is another tweet from Adam Hughes. It says, takeover. The UN is planning to seize global emergency powers with Biden's support. The proposal might be the biggest attempted power grab in the history of the United Nations. If approved, the United States as we know it could cease to exist. Yeah, see? Another guy says, I've read this before and it's alarming. The U.S. would relinquish its sovereignty. This must not happen. Americans will lose their freedom. The pushback to stop it should be intense. Right. Because people are going to stand up and fight up against this government. Let me get that, man. with swords in their hands. See, so it's going to be a great insurrection in this country, man, around this time, you know. See, so we can see, hey, it's serious times that are heading to this place, man. But at the end of the day, all roads are going to lead us to the MOTV. See? So Jake, you better prepare yourself and get ready, man, because hey, this shit is happening where you want it to go. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'll start at 1, I'm going to jump down. 2nd Ezra 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So that's why we're already telling you these things are going to happen before they happen. And we're showing you different paperwork and articles and the plans of these elites of how they're going to ultimately try to implement it. You know, and try to persuade our people through the terror of the Lord to repent and to get right, man. And return back to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And come out of the ways of this world and repent sincerely, man. And get your house in order, man. Because the MOTV is coming, the financial collapse of this society is coming, and all hell is about to break loose in this country, man. It says, cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true, which is the Bible. It says, fear not the imagination against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Because people speak against what we're saying. They call us conspiracy nuts. They say that we're fear-mongering. They say that we're out of our minds, man. But hey, it all lines up with biblical prophecy, man. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. See? You're going to die if you don't believe in what the prophets are out here telling you. Because ultimately, you're not believing the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, the famine, death, and destruction, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hopeful works are fulfilled. See? So like I said earlier, hey, whether it's being done through Esau, Edom, it's all through the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. The Lord is causing these things to happen. Whether he's using Esau to do it, you know, or whether the Lord just brings it, you know, through harsh weather patterns, scorching crops, you know, tsunamis, tornadoes, earthquakes, or however the Lord sees fit to do it, it's all by the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Lord, he can tell you that I, the Lord, create darkness and the Lord, create good and I create evil. See? Shall there be trouble in the city and the Lord has not done it? So the Lord is in control of everything. Let me jump down to the point. Show you that it's about to be crazy and crazy times out here. I'm going to jump down to 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And what is swords? Guns, man. Because of the times that are coming. Like the guy that last week said, people are going to fight against this, and the fight is going to be intense. People are going to be bucking up against this UN proposal. Especially when these lockdowns get severe and it's martial law and they bring in the collapse of society and the money and the dollars don't work and the bank is shut down, the stores are closed, you can't get gas, all hell is breaking loose with martial law. People are going to stand up and fight for their rights, especially when the American, you know, the Constitution is done away with and they bring in and give all this power to the UN. A lot of these red-blooded Americans and constitutionalists, they're going to stand up and have to fight eventually, man. And you're going to have civil wars. You're going to have those who are going to be believing in the government and be fighting against those that don't believe in the government. Yeah? You know, it's going to be all complete chaos out here. Like I said, while these elites sit back and let all hell break loose until they can try to come with the solution to all the problems, which is this NWO. It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Yeah, the Egyptians versus the Egyptians. Isaiah 19. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? Because when all hell breaks loose, there's not going to be no mayors out here talking, no governors, no 911, no police force. You know, it's going to be survival of the fittest. And if you have something that the next person don't have, what do you think they're going to do, man? Desperate times are going to call for desperate measures, man. You know, and this is part of that order out of chaos that they're going to allow to happen, man. See, people are going to be begging for the government to intervene and to have some type of provision and answers for you. It says, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, but because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. See? And this is the things they're going to allow to happen in this society, man, to bring in this NWO. And people are going to be out here at each other's throats and at each other's necks. And they're going to, you know, some people are going to have their energy directed in the right direction, but the majority of people are going to have their energy directed at one another, man. We're going to have race riots out here, food riots, civil riots, political riots. It's going to be all just hell breaking loose out of every state here in Babylon the Great and around the world, man. You know, all because these devils are trying to implement and give themselves the power to bring in this new world order, man. Which will come with that Michael C. hit, And this article is pretty much telling you exactly what these devils are planning to do, man. So, like around September, October 24th is when they're going to have this meeting to try to finalize it, and people ahead, be circumspect, be wise out here, because I believe that, that's when they're going to start letting a lot of these so-called triggers happen so that they can implement and give the UN the power they need to bring in this NWO, man. But it's going to come at a lot of death, famine, and starvation, and serious and hard times out here, man. So brothers, stay prayed up. All of you who are coming across this truth, repent, man. Return to your Yahweh, Shem Yahushua. Get your house in order, because, hey, all hell is about to break loose in this society pretty soon. And these devils are looking to come down with that great wrath and to seize this power to bring in this new world order, man. So the Father willing you to edify, call halal Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Hashem, Ukakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who gave millstone, and peace and blessings be multiplied to you, brethren, people of Israel, and sincerity and truth. Shalom.